Welcome to Change, sponsored by the Senior Barn of Schaumburg, where nutritious meals, friendly peers, and social activities are available every day of the week under the able direction and guidance of Marina Lovich. The cost and location are available to all. I am Fran Rogas. Our program today is on independence. I would like the panel to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Becky. I live in the Schaumburg area. I have two kids, one that lives in Indiana, she's not married, and one that lives in New Hampshire, and he's married and he's just got divorced, but he's got 4 kids.
My name is Shirlene Franz, and I was a pastor's wife for 15 years. I was born and raised in Schaumburg, went to Schaumburg High School, went to Harper College. Presently, I am a widow, and I am a caregiver as well as a CNA, CPR certified. I am also involved in ministry still, and I'm involved in MLM, which is multi-level marketing, and working with a product that helps seniors with Alzheimer's and
Wonderful.
losing weight and other stuff. So I keep very busy.
Hi, my name is Rosaline Bruno, and I have two grown children, 6 grandchildren, and my husband recently passed, so I'm now living with my daughter in Schaumburg, and that's about it.
Independence and autonomy are often used together. Most people seek to be independent by claiming many different traits: being one's own boss, ability to use time as we wish, owing no person money or time, freedom from external control, etc. From early childhood, with the first utterance of no or no, children are expressing their want of being in control. Autonomy, parents seek to direct this need to independence according to how they themselves have been brought up, influenced by their own life experiences. This is normal rite of passage for the development of both the children and the parents. The wise parent will accept and guide their youngsters as best they can to help them attain moral, spiritual, and physical well-being and happiness as they mature. Share with us your earliest memories of acting independently.
Well, I remember starting in junior high and became a Red Cross volunteer candy striper and working at Elmwood Nursing Home in Aurora. And it was just very rewarding watching them put a smile on their face, helping them play bingo, taking them out for walks, just being there for them.
Shirlene?
I would have to say probably at the age of 5, and I know that sounds very young. Sigmund Freud would say, boy, that's a real ego. Acting independently would probably be because at the age of 5, my mother and father, my dad worked out of the home for United Airlines, traveled a lot. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she was always busy. So us 4 kids we had to be independent. We had to entertain ourselves, and we were very good at it.
I believe it. Rosalind?
Yes, I remember, I don't know how old I was, 5, 6, 7, finding little baby birds that had fallen out of their nests and start
God bless
crying,
you.
and I'd bury them with a little cross.
I think we all did that, didn't we?
Then I was in Girl Scouts. I liked that very much. And we got our badges for whatever project we were working on. And as time went on, when I got to be a teenager, I started working part-time, which I liked very much. It helped me be independent, because I felt good because I was able to buy my own clothes
That's
or what
true.
have you.
That's
And
true.
when I
Yes.
got into high school, I bought my own ring and everything else.
What role do you remember your parents having as you grew from childhood to adolescence to adulthood?
They were very strict. didn't give us a lot of leeway, telling us what to do.
Hard to be independent.
Yes. Yes.
Well, my mother came from a line of ministers. My dad was an elder in the church, so I grew up in a very religious home. So our home was fostered with a lot of love, respect, trust, and faith that no matter what you face, you just face it head on and don't let fear get in the way.
Rosalind?
Well, my dad owned a little restaurant business, and my mom was always down there helping him, with the customers. So we kind of had to be on our own, too. And it was kind of lonesome, at first, but got used to it. I had to, and felt kind of lonely at times. But I was out there playing with the children and normal things that children do.
Did you learn any major lessons from them in your experiences?
Not to be overpowering. Let them be kids. Let them decide what they want to do, yet still have the boundaries.
My parents fostered in the area of don't put up with anything. Don't put up with guff. Be strong. You don't have to take anything. And that helped us survive.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Rosalind?
Well, more or less, since my parents both worked like that, like I say, we had to be a little more independent, and we had to listen to, otherwise we'd have the consequences afterwards.
Well,
but on the whole,
yeah,
everything
I was a
good.
little different than all three of you. I've checked into this independence thing, and I thought I was not independent till I was quite elderly. But at the age of 6 and 7, I ditched school. I also had the retribution of my parents, who were very nice people, but for some reason didn't tolerate my misbehavior. So, the dictionary mentions independent, self-governing, not looking to others for others' opinions or guidance in conduct, not bound or committed to a political party, sharing a desire for freedom. I think we've all sought freedom. I think that's why children say no. And we don't understand why, but how many times do we say no? Too many times, I think, sometimes to let them grow. We will be right back shortly. Thank you. Back again. Good to see you. Times change, and so have you, and me as well. You grew up, you got married, became parents, and the world took a different look. One of our most important goals as a parents was to raise children who would become independent and self-reliant as individuals. Certainly in early development, your children counted on you very much. As infants, they relied on you for nourishment, cleaning, and mobility. As your children grew, they became more independent in these basic areas of living. However, they still depended on you for love, protection, guidance, and support. That's a big one. The transition from childhood to adulthood is a significant stepping stone in everyone's life. It may be a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah for the Jewish people, confirmation for Christians, birth and naming for Muslims, and takes on a different form for various people. The rite of passage is a fact of life. What actions, aside from religious functions, make someone an independent adult?
I believe you become an independent adult when you learn to take care of your own finances. You learn to not rely on your parents so much.
Well, to be an independent adult, rite of passage, find that journey that leads you in the direction that fits your character, your personality. To me, being independent means that when you give to others, you find out who you are.
That's true.
And that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I feel that being a parent is showing by example, because as they grow, they will remember whatever the parent has done or said or acted. It depends on how it leaves them in the path of life,
True.
going down the road.
Yeah, that's true. When did you, as a parent, come to the realization that your child or children had transitioned from dependency to self-dependence?
My kids went to summer camp, and they didn't need me around to tell them what activities to do, where to go, how to spend their money for like the snacks. They were able to do it on their own.
Yeah. Charlene?
Well, I had one daughter who is now 28 and going to law school. At the age of 3, we were living with my parents, and she, from the very get-go, was very independent, and you always would hear her say, "I do it," and get very frustrated if you wouldn't let her. She was always wanting to be hands-on at 3.
Yeah, my daughter was pretty independent in her own way. She used to play and very well, mingled with other children very well, and she played like every other little child, but she was in her own sort of world. In other words, she was an outgoer. She's a nurse today and for 17
That's
years.
wonderful.
And my son, he's a chef today.
Oh my gosh. That's wonderful.
Yes, yes.
We all have moments of pride of our children, and responsibly so. I've recently had people say to me, you can be very proud of your offspring. They didn't fall far from the tree. However, they're really nice individuals and helpful, and it makes you so proud. How do you feel about it, and how did they feel about changing the pattern of depending on you and depending on themselves?
Well, like you said, just very proud of them. There's no book that says how to raise, to show what to do to make them better. Just they'll make mistakes, and they just tell them to get up, try again.
Well, when we grew up, we were taught that a child will lead them. And so all of us kids, including my daughter, at a very young age learned to be independent. And as she became an independent adult, I can't honestly say that she's fully independent because Mom's always there.
True.
Mom is always there,
True.
no matter how bad it gets.
We're back up.
Yeah, so we're both proud of each other. I was a single parent raising my daughter for many years, and she relied on me a lot. And she's my bud.
It's such a blessing. I choose to say, not I'm lucky. I choose to say I am blessed, because when you see the time you put in, and young mothers are exhausted. Old mothers are exhausted. But it just makes you feel so wonderful when you see what they can do. And isn't it great to be close to them?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
When I hear of people that are not close to their offspring or their grandchildren or their great-grandchildren, I have all levels. I feel sad for them. They're losing out.
Yeah.
And that. Do you feel that you have changed since your children have moved on and had families of their own, and in what way?
I feel more relaxed. Like, they don't, when they call me, I don't tell them what to do. I let them make decisions.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's very hard.
It's very hard.
Well, I've always tried to give them answers. My son went through a divorce that he didn't like very well. And you know what he asked me? He says, Mom, is there really a God? And I looked at him, honey. I says, yes, there is. I says, you just have to have faith in him and trust in him and go to him.
There have been times in my life, it's a touchy subject, where I had a very difficult life, and I started to doubt that there was a God. But believe me, there is, because he's got a sense of humor. And make a plan, and he'll screw it up. Excuse me. But I love the people that I'm around and my family, and there is laughter. And we can, as a grandparent, we can give popsicles. As a parent, we couldn't.
That's good. A lot more.
Little bribery, little candy, little good stuff, little hug, squeeze, and that.
Yeah. That helps
It's a
a lot.
delight finding out your ways of life. It really is a delight. We all share in somewhat the same, but enough differences that it's great. We'll be back shortly, and we'll add on to the thoughts of independence. Thank you. Hey there, segment 3. There's always a segment 3 in our lives. First it's birth, then it's childhood and adolescence, then it's adulthood, and if we're very, very lucky, it lasts a very, very long time. It has been said that in society today, freedom to develop independence has been taken away. Think about it a moment. Play dates are arranged, activities are scheduled, technology has led to a sedentary lifestyle. And there's helicopter moms. Don't know what that is? That's a mom that controls everything day and night of a child's life. They have little freedom. They mean well, they truly mean well, but they are doing their child a disservice because they're in complete control. And you have to let go and let God. Mm-hmm. Time to create, invent, decide is becoming decidedly rare as time marches on, skipping down the sidewalk, looking in dark places for hidden insects and bugs, going to a neighbor's house and yelling, "Yo, want to come out and play ball?" Playing hide and seek, writing letters to friends or relatives seem to be things of the past, sadly so. Neighbors knew neighbors. Oh, when I was a child, everybody knew me. Oh, yes. Even those I wish hadn't, because they always reported back to Mom and Dad. Today, many know people live next door. People, they're individuals. They're worth getting to know. Mm-hmm. Forget the absence of friendship. No. We need more friendship. We have it at the barn. Mm-hmm. We do.
Yes.
These lovely ladies are with me today because they're friends at the barn. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And I'm very grateful for that. Explain why you think children have too much or not enough freedom to develop independence.
I think freedom is needed. They need to learn their journey They need to know where they're going, who they're going to be. But
Oh, yeah.
they still need guidance, but they need to know how to do it on their own too.
I've always been of the philosophy that children need fences, they need structure, and then when
Oh,
you...
yes. Discipline.
Right, you can live on one side of the fence. You're going to live on the side of the fence where the pasture is, and you have all this room, you can do whatever you want. Or you can live in a gated community and where you're protected.
Yeah.
And so there's a matter of where's the happy medium. If you could have a little bit of freedom and a little bit of the gated community, then you've got some
Yeah,
balance in your
children
life.
do need protection, but they do not need to be stifled.
Yes.
Right.
I just feel that if a child is too much protected, they're not able to go and do what they would like to do. They hesitate. They
Well, don't you
tighten
know
up.
that very educated people are very smart, but they're uneducated in life?
In other ways, yes.
In
I've
other ways.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that an awful lot.
Because I can read a book and tell you word for word what the book says, but if I don't live it, faith is one of the things.
That's it.
If I sprout everything in a Bible and I speak strongly about it and I don't know what it means and I can't live with it,
Right.
then it's a waste.
And you're no good to anyone else either.
Right. What difficulties will children experience if they're not independent?
Lack of social skills.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Just what you said, lack of social skills. If they're not taught independence, then fear sets in. And they may be even afraid to leave the home or
True.
the town or be afraid to go to school.
think they become shy, introvert.
true.
Yeah.
You know,
If they're
they
not
won't-
allowed to spread their
right.
wings.
They're not able to converse with crowds or individuals. They don't know how to speak and talk to others as
Yeah.
they probably would like to.
What suggestions or life lessons would you give to our future generations to encourage, develop, and stimulate them to take their place in the world?
Get off the devices.
Yes.
Go to your grandparents, and we used to, we would just tell them, okay, on the table, all devices, computers, phones, everything. You'll get them back when you get home, when we leave.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, same thing. I can't expound on that any more than only thing I can say is we were taught the best teacher are your seniors. They've lived life experiences, and a lot of kids
They've
today
experienced it.
they lack history.
Yeah, and when we were smaller, we didn't have all these things, and we made up our games.
Oh, we
hide
had a
and
lot of
seek,
fun with imagination.
Holy, holy ocean, free, free,
Oh,
free.
I was going to do that one. I loved it. Oh, yeah. Oh,
The girls
yes.
skipped rope, hide and seek. There were so many other little things.
We went outside.
Went outside,
We
yeah.
breathed
Yes.
fresh, well,
Yes.
sort of fresh air. It was fresh back then.
Hardly
Yes.
ever inside.
We found the
And-
worms on the ground to go fishing. The caterpillars.
Yeah.
There's so many things.
I have had two sisters, one of which has passed, one of which goes to the barn, and I nickname her Mimi. She thought I could tell you many reasons she thought she was named Mimi, but in kindness, it was after a very pretty little girl named Mary, and my sister's name is Mary Beth. And she used to say, me. Anytime she wanted to do it herself, me. That's why she got stuck with it, but she doesn't know that, so don't tell her. We would like to personally invite you to join us at the barn. It's technically the Senior Center of Schaumburg. We affectionately refer to it as the barn. The phone number is 1-847-524-7496. And I would be very lacking in manners if I didn't say my usual send-off. Please, be kind to one another. You don't know. Maybe just a smile, a little wave. Hi, how you doing today? Cup of tea, cup of coffee at the barn. You name it. It doesn't have to cost you one penny. It does need to cost you a word of kindness. Thank you so much. Till the next time, I wish you the very, very best. Bye for now.